So, and that affects a lot of the animals that we have in our park, like orangutans, tigers,
right at us,
Asian
you know?
elephants. So
Nice
that's
eye.
a really big, important thing that you can do every time you go shopping, just to kind of help make that change.
It's a lot harder than I thought it would be.
You can take the bucket up there and just pour it in a cup.
How cute.
So this is yellow Gatorade, and it's safe for us, but it's also safe for them. It's just electrolytes and stuff. So she might just spit it out, or she might choose to drink it. It's not my favorite flavor.
Regular water?
So how much water do you think that she can, or Gatorade in this case, do you think she can hold in her trunk? Any guesses on that?
20
How many gallons do you think?
5?
6.
30?
20 gallons.
20 gallons?
5.1.
A little bit less than that. So depending on the size of the elephant, about 3 to 5 gallons of water.
That's what I
But
said,
if you think about it, it's their nose. So as they're collecting water and they're holding water in that trunk, they're holding their breath the whole time. So a lot of people think that when they drink water, they suck it in and it's almost like a straw. So she's collecting water right now, but she's not drinking it. It's basically just a cup. And then if she chooses to drink this, you'll see her curl her trunk up into her mouth, and she'll actually blow
You
it
guys
into
don't
her
want to
mouth.
get wet-eyed, maybe just move it to the side a little bit.
Thank you.
It won't be, I don't know. I don't. You might be fine. You're good.
Uh-oh.
Maybe, sort of. Oh.
I'll take it.
And then when she's collecting the water, you won't see it move quite as much, but if you look at her face, right between her eyebrows, she has a big, kind of like a hill on her head, and it is a big air sac in there. And when she breathes, you can see it move when she does certain vocalizations. There we go. This one's going to go further. Good job, Rosie.
What's her name?
You know, she was nice about that. I was thinking she was really going to let it go.
Oh, we might turn the water off.
Yeah. So, if you want to watch that air sac, Danielle, do you mind asking her if she can do a vocal? So if you watch that air sac, she's going to ask her to make a vocalization, and you might see it move. There, it just blew up, and then it deflated. She does that one, which is we call a foghorn. And then she does a trumpet. So you'll see her blow it up real big and blow it all out. So elephants, when they make sounds that you can hear, it can come out of just their nose, just their mouth, or a mixture of their nose and their mouth. So that's really interesting. Oh, the one worked against you.
Good job, Rosie.
Rosie.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any questions about what you're watching or about elephants in general? What do they feel like? So I have heard many different things, but I would compare it most to like really dry, callous skin. Most of their skin is about, almost an inch thick, depending on where you're at on the body, but it's still very sensitive. I would say like most of their body does feel like I've heard a old basketball. I've heard a kiwi. I've heard dry, callous skin. The skin on their ears is very thin, so it's a little bit more smooth. And then they're actually way more hairy than you would think. Like if you look at her head, you can see those little hairs all over her head. She has a little bit thicker hairs under her chin. And then along her back is very hairy as well. Any guesses as to what the hair might be for? Feeling? What else? Do you know what it means when an elephant dusts themselves? Almost the opposite of that. So when an elephant dusts itself, it will collect mud or dirt and throw it on their skin, and it acts as a bug repellent and a sunscreen, basically.
Good job.
And with the backs and the top of their heads, obviously being on the top, kind of slanted, the hair keeps all of that dirt in place. So it's almost like Velcro for their sunscreen. I think it depends on the time of year and the age of the elephant and a lot of factors like that. But I would say probably at least 20 to 30 gallons of water a day. But all of our drinkers here are like automatic refilling, so we can't track it. They also have a big swimming pool. Elephants are really good at swimming, which you wouldn't think, because like look at their feet. They don't look like they're designed to swim, but they can actually swim really well. And they can run much faster than you would think. Any guesses on how fast you think they can run?
20 miles.
20 miles per hour? That's exactly how fast they can run. That was good. We do. So yes, their foot care is the most important part of, well, not the most important part, but it is one of the things that we have to do because they spend most of their time on their feet. An average elephant day is about 90 to 95% of their day walking around, eating, foraging. They nap while standing, but they do lay down at night. But their feet take a lot of the pressure, obviously. So we have all of our elephants trained to, like that bottom square window, we could open it up and we can say front foot, back foot, right foot, left foot, and they'll put the foot up in that window and rest it so we can do what we need to do. And we use basically big hydraulic grinders and hoof care tools, and we're able to care for their feet. So if you go up on the deck up here, there is actually models of their skull, their teeth, and their feet. The skeleton of their foot is really interesting because they actually stand on their tiptoes, and there's a big squishy pad underneath. So that way when they walk, it takes some of the pressure off their joints. It also makes them walk very quietly. Not that they have any natural predators to be scared of. The only natural predators they have are humans. But it does help when they're, walking around, migrating miles and miles, to have that nice squishy pad under their feet to help kind of relieve some of the stress on their joints. One of the things that we do, since most of our elephants here are a little bit older in age, is if you notice there's big dirt mounds, like there's one right over there, whenever they lay down, most of them do prefer to lay on like a slant or a mound of dirt, and that helps them get up and down. It also takes some of the pressure off their organs. An elephant, if it lays down for too long, it can actually start to have organ failure. So they have to lay down and get back up and kind of get everything moving again.
How old are the elephants that are here?
So we have 5 total. One is 33. She just had a birthday. She was born here. Her mother is the one that's up front right now. All other 4 elephants are 50 to 55 years of age, which is above the national average. The average lifespan worldwide is about 45 to 48 years. So they are considered geriatric. But with that being said, our last elephant here passed away at 66. A lot of elephants, especially now with better research and better studies on their health care and stuff, are living closer to the 60-year mark.
Very nice.
Do you mind if I give her belly scratches if she comes over?
Lean in.
There we go.
Good girl, Rose.
So all of our elephants do enjoy tactile, but we're very careful, obviously, because even though her trunk and her head is way up there, if my hand was to get behind this wall and she leans in, that's going to hurt. It's not going to feel great. So we always, again, have something between us and the elephants. We never go into the elephants. I work with elephants every day for the last 8 years, and I can tell you I will never go somewhere where I'm in the same space as an elephant. I know how fast they can move, and I know how dangerous they are. I have a very good, respectful relationship with them. But once they get to know us and we've worked on the team for long enough and we've worked on building that relationship, if they want to come over and get some tactile reinforcement like this, that is totally fine. I obviously am very reinforced by this, but so is she, because she doesn't have to do this. She's choosing to lean up against this, and if she ever moves her body away, I move away, because that's her communicating to me that she's done. Right, Rosie? So she might readjust, and if she comes back over, I'll scratch her again. But she's telling me what she wants. I'm not telling her what to do. Good girl, Rose. Can you show him your tongue? Show him your tongue. He did that here. He did that. You guys have any other questions?
She's so
She
nice.
has some hay for you. Santa hay.
Were these elephants raised here? Or
Yeah, so our 5 elephants, the youngest was born here and has been here her whole life. The other 4 were brought here back in 1972-ish. There was African and Asian elephants back then. Some were owned by an individual who housed their elephants here. Some of them were owned by the Busch Gardens company. So over the years, the other individual that owned them moved them out to other facilities. And then our elephants that were owned here, these are what group they eat from that first incoming of elephants.
She likes her
They
egg.
came from other facilities. Back then in the early 70s, some could have been wild caught, which is no longer a thing. We don't do that anymore. But it is possible that some of these actually came from Asia.
These are banana trees. They get really large banana trees. You get about 4,000 pounds of banana trees and pumpkins every week to feed out to elephants.
Wow.
Each elephant eats about 150 pounds of food a day. Mostly geriatrics. If they were like nursing elephants or growing elephants, they would eat more than that, or male elephants. Most of their diet is hay. We use Timothy and coastal, and then also a lot of tropical vegetation, palm trees, banana trees, bamboo, oak, mulberry, a whole variety of things. And then a small amount of produce, like some vegetables, some fruits. And then we do give grain. We don't have any up here with us, but they do get a grain supplement that kind of helps balance out their diet. And it's kind of like your cats and dogs. You can get like geriatric food or baby food or like different things like that. So our elephants are on a supplement that will kind of help with the geriatric stage of life.
How much does Rosie weigh?
How much does she weigh?
Yeah.
Most of our elephants here weigh about 6,000 to 7,000 pounds. It can fluctuate several hundred from day to day. Yep.
She doesn't look like that.
Yeah, if we weigh them and they eat
She looks like
some food,
1,000.
or
Yeah.
they don't eat food and they go to the bathroom enough, they can drop 100 pounds. So,
Wow.
but it's kind of like us. Like if I weigh myself in the morning, I'm usually about 5 pounds lighter than I am at night because I haven't eaten all day. So it sounds like a lot, but the percentage of their overall body weight, it's not too much.
Rosie.
She looks nice.
Yeah, and we can actually, like, that is a very small diet item. We can actually get like a full palm tree, and with all 5 of them eating on it, it can be gone within like 2 days.
Jeez.
Which is why we don't have trees actively growing on our habitat, because they wouldn't survive.
Yeah, they just knock them over and
Yeah.
eat them. Yeah.
Yeah, so they only eat vegetation. They don't eat any meat. So they are herbivores.